Hello, Quality Strength Nutrition class, and welcome back. We're going to do a quick recap of the last few lessons that we've done and give you some action steps that you can take right now, today, to start seeing fat loss success. So if you're looking for fat loss, make sure you pay attention to this segment. It kind of recaps the last few things that we talked about, which are all good information, and gives you the action steps you need to take. So let's take a look at what we've gone over so far. First lesson was, of course, that we are made up of trillions of cells. Those cells communicate with each other in the language of hormones. So what have you been telling your body to do? That depends on the external stimuli. So hormones are affected by external stimuli and messages from the brain that we receive through light, food, stress, sleep, joy, activity. All these things have a huge impact on what our cells are communicating with each other, whether the message is fat burning, fat storage, all kinds of things. But those are the main two we're concerned with right now, is fat burning and fat storage. So then we talked about one of the big players, one of the big hormones that is involved in that process called insulin. Insulin, you'll recall, is an anabolic building hormone. It removes sugar from the blood where it can be toxic in high levels and stores it as usable energy in the liver, in the muscle tissue, and of course in the fat cells as triglycerides. It stops the use of fat as an energy source. So if you have too much fat on your body, you probably have been getting too much of an insulin response from your food. So how do we get an insulin response from our food? You remember if it tastes really sweet, if it has sugar, or if it's high in starch, okay? Also, insulin stops the use of fat as an energy source, so it can't take that fat out of the fat cells while it's storing it. So we want to make sure we control our insulin response as part of our strategy for fat loss. Moving on from there, we talked about water, how you are made up of 55 to 75% water, and the average person sweats between 1 and 6 liters per day. You do get a small amount of water from your food, but it's really important that you work up to drinking enough water that your body can communicate with each other, so the cells can communicate with each other in your body, and so that we can have overall good health. Remember, those cells are communicating to each other in the language of hormones. Those hormones aren't floating through dry air, they're floating through water. If you're losing fat and those triglycerides are finally released from the fat cells, they're not traveling through air, they're traveling through water or whatever bodily fluid we're talking about here. It's going to have fluid in it. So make sure that you have water in your system so that all this stuff can communicate and travel freely. All right, so that brings us to what do we want to tell our body to do? How do we communicate? First few action steps we need to take. Eliminate sweet foods and starches. So sweet foods, including your non-calorie sweeteners like stevia and Splenda and Equal and all those. Eliminate sweet foods as well as starches. That's going to be your real starchy stuff like potatoes, pastas, rice, bread, but not all carbohydrates, just the real starchy stuff. Take those out of your diet and you will have a reduced insulin response. Plus, increase your water intake to 1 gallon per day. This is an average. Most people are going to need about 1 gallon per day, some more, some less, but work up to it slowly. If you have not been drinking that much water, we don't want you to spend your life in the bathroom. So those are our first couple action steps for fat loss. I know that if you follow these, you will see incredible success. All of our members do when they follow these couple simple steps. You're going to start seeing that fat loss happen, and I'm very excited to hear back from you. So if you have questions, give me a call at 520-351-9074 or email me at mel@qualitystrength.com. Thank you and have a fabulous day.